Hello, and welcome to the Scaling Therapy Practice. This is your host, James Marland. This is the show where we empower mission-driven leaders to launch life-changing online courses. Today, we're going to be talking about the topic of mastering your course recording, pro tips for smooth edits with Descript. Editing an episode or editing your course can be daunting. There are many options. There are tools that you can use. There's AI tools. What can you do to edit your course if you're a little bit of a DIYer and you don't want to spend $500 to edit a video, or you don't have a production crew? How can you make those smooth edits yourself to have professional looking videos? Well, I'm gonna break down my process, and I'm gonna tell you what I do. A lot of these tips are going to apply no matter what program you use. However, I am going to be talking specifically about the program Descript, which is the easy-to-use recording and editing program that I use. Descript's just ideal for non-techie people. It has a lot of AI tools. It has a lot of ease of life tools, and a lot of the edits are simple. It has pretty much everything you need for a basic recording, whether you're capturing screen capture or you're recording just like I'm doing right now with the face, my face to the camera, which is on YouTube if you want to happen to find it. So remember, recording your task can feel daunting, but with the right tips and the right tools, you can create professional looking content without spending hours in the editing room. So let's get into it. So first, prepare yourself for a smooth recording. I covered this last episode in the microphone episode, but you always want to start with a test. You always want to start with a test record of 5 to 10 seconds where you're recording into the microphone, doing a level check, making sure it's sounding correctly. There's no weird pops. There's no background noise that is distracting. So do a test. Make sure you're recording the audio you want. So do a test recording. The other tip for smooth recording is record in chunks. So if you're new to recording, it's going to feel awkward and you're going to second guess yourself and you're going to say a lot, and there's might be some dead spaces. So what I like to tell people, if they're going to DIY it, if they're going to do the editing themselves, record one slide at a time. So you have a slide, you record the slide, you get it perfect, take a second breath, record the next slide. Then in the editing process, you move the slides together. In that way, you can delete the chunks you don't want. And when you have a natural transition, a natural breath, a natural slide change, then you cut out the take that you don't like, and then you just move on. So it's an easy way to get flawless recording with simple steps. And also you don't have to re-record the whole thing. Now that you used to have to do that when you were making edits. You used to have to re-record everything if you wanted to get it perfect, because the editing process was much harder. But the editing process in some of these new tools plus Descript, it's really easy. Descript, it transcribes everything for me so I can edit it like a Word document. So I can see where there's takes, and then also I can simply cut out and delete the section I want, or just drag the good section over the bad section and it deletes it. So there's a way to do that. So when you're recording the takes, and you're recording in chunks, you're able to save the good chunks. Now, if if the whole thing's a big mess, my tip here is to just re-record it. Just if there's too many edits, many of these online courses, the ones I've seen, they record in chunks, 5 to 15 minutes, just to convey the message and to allow people to take the course at their own pace. So they record in these 5 and 15-minute chunks. Well, if it takes you 30 minutes to edit a 10-minute chunk, just re-record it. Like, really save yourself some time, and you'll probably do it better the second time. So re-record in chunks. And the other thing I like to do is I like to clap in between bad takes. So when I'm editing, I can either see it in the text, or there's a layout view a timeline view where I can see the audio and I can see the clap inside the audio. So I just edit in between the claps. And normally, after if I clap at a section, I edit everything before that and just replace it with what I say. So that's a tip. Clap, you can see it in the waveform. I want to mention other editing techniques that are specific to the Descript program. One is, of course, the transcription. I use that a lot. Before I had the transcription, I used to have to listen to everything and edit, like listen to things at 2x speed and look for these edit spots. But with the transcription, they're easy to see because you're editing like a Word document. So if you're doing it yourself, find those things, find a program that makes it easy for you to edit, and it allows me to use the best takes. Now, another editing technique is Descript does have an AI feature where it says find the best takes. So if you are doing the chunk version that I'm recommending and you are doing the best takes, the AI will look for your best takes and it will stitch them together automatically. I've found that this works maybe 80% of the time. It gets you 80% of the way there. And sometimes I've had to re-edit things when I use it. It could be because some of my videos are 30 to an hour long, and so maybe it was too long for it, but that could be something you could use if you're just doing a 5, 10 minute chunk of video and you're recording 6 slides and you have 2 retakes. You could use the AI tool. I wouldn't trust it 100%. Not yet anyways. Like, it's very exciting what it's doing. I mean, it also makes social media clips and highlight reels that are pretty good. And then you can apply a template, like a video template to it and create a reel in just a few minutes with your content. So you can use it that way. But I would just be careful with the AI tools. It's good, but not great yet. That's my impression. Um, and because I started out editing, right now it's easier for me to edit it. But if you're just starting out, you might want to try the AI tool and see if it gets the takes for you. The other thing that I do for editing is I like to add a little bit of intro music. So what I do is I layer the music before the the video, and I also put maybe an intro slide there. And I use an effect, I guess, called ducking. I'm not sure where ducking comes from. If you're in music or audio engineer, you probably know what ducking means. But ducking means that when the music plays over dead a dead spot, the music is loud or it's normal volume. And when it starts to play over the script or it starts to play over the words, the music mutes itself but doesn't go away. So it's like music in the background for a few minutes. So I like to use the ducking um, effect in my courses for some just extra professionalism. So there's a lot of little features like that. There's other things in there that I don't use. There's a lot of audio leveling. I think it auto levels for me. So when I record, it just levels the audio so that it sounds at the same volume so that people don't have to turn up and turn down their volume. The last thing about editing is final touches, trimming, fading, and uploading. So trimming is something I do at the beginning where I cut out the dead space and trim the content right up to where I start to speak. And then I also trim the end because often when at the end of the video I'm like reaching to turn off the video, or I roll my eyes, or I smile, or I look away, or I have an extra time. So that's called trimming. You trim that out. And Descript makes it easy with either the drag the words in the timeline or cut them out in the transcript, or there is a cutting a blade tool where you can like just cut. It's like cutting film. It's like still uses the film analogy where you cut the film and then select the film that you don't want and then hit delete and it's gone. So even a 2-second fade in and fade out can make your video feel more professional. Instead of just popping and being like, "Hey, I'm here," a fade in shows a little bit of professionalism, and it helps the first moment uh, give interest to the first moment. The other thing I do when I'm putting these up on YouTube is the Descript has a AI. Uh, it says YouTube description, so it will take your transcript if you've transcribed it, and it will turn your transcript into a paragraph summary with timestamps. Now, why this is important for YouTube is because YouTube, when I upload this description into the YouTube video, YouTube takes the timestamps, puts them in the description, and now you can click them. It like breaks it up into chapters, and you can click the timestamps and take people to exactly what they want. So it's a neat little use for getting a little more out of your YouTube video if you're posting your content on YouTube or you're posting a summary on YouTube. The other tip I just have for you is just practice. It's the tools can be intimidating at first. Whenever you use something, the first time you use it, it's new to you. You're not going to do your best job the first time you use it. But I think if you enjoy this type of thing, uh, there's nothing better than taking your raw video, your raw course, and turning it into something that is professionally looking, good looking, and that students will want to look at and see and watch. And you did it yourself. Okay, to summarize, record into chunks. Make it easier on yourself. Get 5 to 10 good minutes. Pause. Record your next chunk. If that chunk isn't good, that's okay. Clap. Say take 2. And then re-record. Record your next chunk. Then delete the bad stuff. Keep the good stuff. Nobody knows. It makes it much easier and less daunting to record 5 good minutes than to say, I got to be perfect for 30 minutes or 15 minutes. It's really hard to be perfect for 30 minutes. Use a tool that makes your life easier. I use Descript. I like it. It's not incredibly expensive. It's easy for beginners. They have good support. They have a Discord channel that you can go in and ask questions from community members. So get a program that you like, that has the features that you want, that will help you record. Finally, to put some professional polish on it, trim the video, fade the video in the music, add timestamps for a professional look, and just do a few simple things that make the video feel professionally made. So those are my tips for recording your video content. If you're ready to create a high quality course without the tech overwhelm, start small, practice the steps, and soon you're going to have course video that you're proud of. Thanks for tuning in, and put your mission in motion.